feeling a little different, but if I'm not the same, the next question is, who in the world am I? Ah, that's the great puzzle. Lewis Carroll, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Chapter 1. Theophilus Crow. As dead people went, Bess Leander smelled pretty good. Lavender, sage, and a hint of clove. There were 7 shaker chairs hung on pegs on the walls of the Leanders' dining room. The 8th was overturned under Bess, who hung from the peg by a calico cloth rope around her neck. Dried flowers, baskets of various shapes and sizes, and bundles of dried herbs hung from the open ceiling beams. Theophilus Crow knew he should be doing cop stuff, but he just stood there with 2 emergency medical technicians from the Pine Cove Fire Department staring up at Bess as if they were inspecting the newly installed angel on a Christmas tree. Theo thought the pastel blue of Bess's skin went nicely with her cornflower blue dress and the patterns of the English china displayed on simple wooden shelves at the end of the room. It was 7 a.m., and Theo, as usual, was a little stoned. Theo could hear sobs coming from upstairs where Joseph Leander held his 2 daughters, who were still in their nightgowns. There was no evidence of a masculine presence anywhere in the house. It was country cute. Bare pine floors and bent willow baskets, flowers and rag dolls and herb-flavored vinegars in blown glass bottles, shaker antiques, copper kettles, embroidery samplers, spinning wheels, lace doilies, and porcelain placards with prayers from the Dutch. Not a sports page or remote control in sight. Not a thing out of place or a speck of dust anywhere. Joseph Leander must have walked very light to live in this house without leaving tracks. A man less sensitive than Theo might have called him whipped. "That guy's whipped," one of the EMTs said. His name was Vance McNally. He was 51, short and muscular, and wore his hair slicked back with oil, just as he had in high school. Occasionally, in his capacity as an EMT, he saved lives, which was his rationalization for being a dolt the rest of the time. "He just found his wife hanging in the dining room, Vance," Theo pronounced over the heads of the EMTs. He was 6'6", and even in his flannel shirt and sneakers, he could loom large when he needed to assert some authority. "She looks like Raggedy Ann," said Mike, the other EMT, who was in his early 20s and excited to be on his first suicide call. "I heard she was Amish," Vance said. "She's not Amish," Theo said. "I didn't say she was Amish. I just said I heard that. I figured she wasn't Amish when I saw the blender in the kitchen. Amish don't believe in blenders, do they?" "Mennonite," Mike said, with as much authority as his junior status would afford. "What's a Mennonite?" Vance asked. "Amish with blenders." "She wasn't Amish," Theo said. "She looks Amish," Vance said. "Well, her husband's not Amish," Mike said. "How can you tell?" Vance said. "He has a beard." "Zipper on his jacket," Mike said. "Amish don't have zippers." Vance shook his head. "Mixed marriages. They never work." "She wasn't Amish," Theo shouted. "Think what you want, Theo. There's a butter churn in the living room. I think that says it all." Mike rubbed at a mark on the wall beneath Bess's feet where her black buckled shoes had scraped as she convulsed. "Don't touch anything," Theo said. "Why? She can't yell at us. She's dead. We wiped our feet on the way in," Vance said. Mike stepped away from the wall. "Maybe she couldn't stand anything touching her floors. Hanging was the only way." Not to be outdone by the detective work of his protege, Vance said, "You know, the sphincters usually open up on a hanging victim, leave an awful mess. I'm wondering if she actually hanged herself." "Shouldn't we call the police?" Mike said. "I am the police," Theo said. He was Pine Cove's only constable, duly elected 8 years ago and re-elected every other year thereafter. "No, I mean the real police," Mike said.